remote condenser unit or something.
Yeah, outside.
It's
Yeah.
outside, so you have to like
Yeah,
do
just gotta
all the
run
lines
those
for it.
lines outside. You run a power to the condenser, and then the head gets fed by the power from the condenser. So you just run a wire from the condenser.
That doesn't
in
make
here.
sense.
That's
Okay.
it. Yeah, they're really easy.
Add to your story. I want to add this to my. Oh, there we go.
Turn it down. Good lord.
It's got a good speaker.
Miko, go. I didn't know. Go. Go.
So what's up, everyone?
Oh, hey.
Chilling.
We're live.
Yeah, we're
Yes,
live.
We've been live. What's the matter
Where's
with you
Tim?
guys? Huh?
Where's Tim?
I don't know. Good
Oh,
question.
This is your brother. You would know.
I don't know. I don't know where he is. I heard he's gone somewhere, but I don't know where.
That's all right. We got
A random mystery guest.
mystery guest. Look at this guy. Just...
On, am I on?
In
All right.
the
Yeah, I'm
captain's
sitting in
chair.
the sim. We're short in space here.
That's a steering wheel in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and start off by highlighting a couple of things. One, I want to mention that we have a series of interviews from round 5 of the Clutch Kickers $100,000 Drift Series. Interviews featuring such notable figures as Fielding Shredder, Alec Hollandale, the series winner, championship winner, Adam LZ, and so much more. So be sure to check that out. We also happen to do a one-of-a-kind, first, a car ferry segment.
Oh, I saw that. That was hilarious.
We went outdoors, out into the wild. We were a little bit...
We went outdoors to indoors.
Yeah, exactly.
Who got him the wand?
Tim.
Tim.
And I meant to give it back, and I have it at my
You
house.
keep it. It's your wand.
Well, I
No
know
more
it'll
car
be at
ferry
his
wand.
house. So
Oh, boy.
great. Now I'm stuck with the wand.
You
In
are
any
the
case-
car ferry, so you need the wand.
I'll bring it tomorrow.
Yeah, you need to walk around the pits with it tomorrow.
Especially with the
Yeah, you gotta-
costume I'm gonna be wearing, it's gonna be really weird and funny. But anyway,
Okay.
Should try doing like interviews tomorrow with like grassroots drivers.
no, but I'm the car ferry, not the driver ferry.
Yeah, but like I mean like use the car ferry thing
Mhm.
and then interview the driver really quick, ask about their car.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
He's not allowed to do interviews anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That's right. Ben doesn't want me to do
Tim's
interviews
gonna be
anymore.
there, so Tim can do the interviews.
Yeah.
Why don't you interview the cars instead?
Yeah, you should.
Like,
Yeah, come on. You're the car whisperer. Come on.
so, talking about PBIR, there's an event taking place tomorrow. So, if you're not aware, the potentially final event, drift event, taking place. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Potentially final event that's gonna take place over at Palm Beach International Raceway. It's gonna be Zombie Apocalypse Spectacular, Spooktacular, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it.
He said there's
So-
not going to be any cones. There's going to be like what, ghosts or something on them.
Ghosts.
Yeah, it's tombstones.
Tombstones.
Yeah.
Tombstones.
Yeah, no cones. All tombstones.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
tombstones
wonder who
and
fit the-
Halloween
Did he really
themes.
get like that many tombstones?
Spoiler alert! Come on
That's
now.
Interesting. He
Hey.
put it on the Instagram.
Oh,
How
did
di-
okay.
How
darn it.
disrespectful to the dead if you like hit one. You know people are gonna run over. It's cones essentially. They're gonna run them over anyway.
Okay, so we have that going on. There's also over in the Central Florida area, Frankenslide that's
Yeah.
taking place. So if you can't make it over to PBIR, you can make it over to the Orlando Speed World, where they'll be having their annual Frankenslide event.
But if you can't make it to PBR, it'd be the best one to go to because of it's gonna be most likely the last one.
Yeah.
For what? OSW?
No, for
No.
PBR.
Oh yeah, I mentioned that.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Just trying to reiterate.
Copy. Yes, that's true. It is a very important matter. But we also have the Fun Day event, Clutch Kickers. That's a little bit. I mean, that's like a month ago.
A little over a month.
Month,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah, a month ago. December
Pretty much
3rd
just a
through the
month.
5th, 3 days.
No, it's this.
Yeah, it's
Is it 35th?
yeah, it's
Oh, it
3rd
is?
to 5th.
Okay, 35th.
Yeah.
Yep, 3 days of lots of drifting. They're supposed to be doing a demo of the new layout, though.
Correct. It's invite only. So
Yeah.
don't get your hopes up if you
No,
can't
I'm
make
not
it.
gonna- I'm not going to be able to do the normal layout. Why the hell? I don't want to try any other ones.
Boy. The other thing I wanted to mention too is that the event that Drift Adventures was going to have on November 13th has been postponed.
That's doing
If you don't know, they actually put up an update on their Instagram where they mentioned that they had some issues securing insurance, obviously because of the unique nature of the venue. It didn't really work out for them to be able to get that going for them. So in the meantime, they decided to postpone it. And when they have more information, when they have more things in order, they're going to go ahead and make an announcement and let everybody know when it's going to take place. So it's unfortunate, but hey, at least they let us know what's going on.
Yeah.
But
if and when it does happen, it's probably going to be even better because of maybe things that they have to adjust. But I think it'll still be a really cool event either way. And I know they're working hard on it.
Okay. Thank you, Noel. All right. So we're going to go ahead and let's get to the... That's going to be
I don't know what to
problem.
tell you. It's a haunted.
Gabby's probably not in view anymore.
Let's take a look. It's a little off. I'm going to have to adjust it somehow. But in any case, let's go ahead and welcome. Is he a special guest, guys? I mean, he's part of the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's never on this show.
I'm never on the show.
Yeah,
He's a special guest to the show.
He's a special guest to the show. He's just
There
not a
you go.
special guest to the team.
Okay, well, the special guest to the show, we want to welcome Mr. Gabriel Jordan
Yay.
for
On his sim rig.
the sim rig, which I mean, I'm gonna have to adjust it right now, but he's joining us to talk about his adventure and journey from, and as you saw on the Instagram post, from avoiding Z's to driving one.
Yeah.
And actually, before we talk about what happened on Americans Union, why don't you tell us, describe what was going on and what happened when you avoided Andrew Maurer from just making contact with you?
Well, obviously, I was there taking photos, and we were in that center island right by Outer Zone 3. And the tandem, I think it was him and Brandon Wicknick, they were super intense. I had to get a little closer for the action on it. And when Wicknick was coming up on him, he tapped him and made Andrew Maurer spin out. And as he started spinning and rotating, he fell into the grass and was coming into the island where all the photographers were. And I just happened to be in his line. I think I lost focus of him really quick on my camera. And right there, I knew, look with your normal eyes. And when I
You're
looked,
gonna die.
he's literally 10 feet away from me, about to come right at me. So if I wouldn't have reacted and just ran out of the way, that car would have hit me. It went through where I was standing, and
wow.
everybody was like, "Wow, that was close. Good reaction."
Yeah.
I think two of the other guys are holding on to me. They're like, "Oh, I'm glad you're okay."
You're safe.
I just find it ironic that it was a Z that you
Yeah.
were avoiding.
It was coming down.
Out of all of the vehicles, I mean, it could have been an RX-7, a Mustang,
Yeah,
and
control.
it just so happens to be a Z that just.
one of my brethren.
Trying to take you out.
Oh boy. Okay, so you had the experience of going to Clutch Kickers several times.
Yeah.
You were a bit hesitant to want to compete, and when the opportunity arose for America's Union having their second round at the track, do you still have hesitation, or do you just go and said, well, this is my opportunity, might as well just go for it?
Well, I was 50-50 on it because I had an event in Mid-Pond the week before, so that was priority. And then I was going to stay in Nashville with Steven, with Chico, and we were going to do Nashville Super Speedway for tomorrow, Halloween. But then when America's Union reached out to me and they offered me a third party that was interested in sponsoring me for being a Cuban American, and they wanted to sponsor a Cuban American driver, I said, yeah. I was like, okay, let's do it. I'm already only 6 hours away. So I was like, let's go for it. So they took care of me and they helped me out. And I went over there. It was Havana Services Group. Got to thank them. And with them, we just went out. We just showed up and had fun. I just brought my spare tires over from Mid-Pond. And the car was still mechanically sound. I just got it realigned real quick at some random shop. There was a friend of a friend that I texted.
Oh, really?
That worked at a Toyota dealer, and he just hey, bring it over here. I'll
They
help
got
you
it
out.
on top of the rack on the Toyota dealership?
Yeah, it was a
Oh.
in-floor rack in the ground.
Oh, okay.
So I just drove it up. He aligned it really quick, just tow and go. Like, all right, we're good to go. And
I can
we took
imagine
it.
all the Toyota techs doing this the whole time. It's
Like,
coming in
what
and
the
out.
world is this?
Believe it or not, they loved my car. They were all like,
Oh.
holy.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course they
There's
did.
not anybody that doesn't love Gabby's car compared to Gabby.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know.
Every
I'm
time
on your guys' page. Like, I know my car sounds terrible and like it's an ear, it kills everybody's ears.
But this is the funny thing is that at every event that we're at or whatever, everybody's like, that car is obnoxiously loud. But then when we're not there, everybody's like, we love his car. I don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's when we're out of Florida.
Yeah.
Everybody loves how my car sounds. Outside of Florida, it's like they're like, bro, you
They're
have the
not many
sickest
of-
sounding Z, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Everybody hates it.
They must not have any straight pipe Z's up there.
They actually
Maybe
don't.
not.
They have to have them, but I thought everybody had them. But I guess Florida is the straight pipe Z nation.
Well, some parts of like if you're in Nashville, I'm not sure how Nashville is, but some parts of Tennessee, they do emissions testing, so you have to
Yeah.
have catalytic converters.
You didn't think
Yeah.
about that. Here,
So-
it's wild, wild west here, so
Yeah,
we can do
just
whatever we want with our
Cut
exhaust.
everything out, you're good.
No exhaust. Just straight out the hood. You're good. DeSantis approves.
Let's not get political now, all right? Relax. But have you at any point ever considered just like tuning down or turning down the volume of your vehicle, or is this a strategy?
It's kind of a strategy.
It's kind of a strategy. Okay.
He's trying to blow the competition's eardrums so that way they can't focus.
Yeah,
It's trying to.
And they can't hear their own car.
Yeah, it's like, my car's off.
Not
Shut
only that, it's a little intimidating. Like, let's say in practice, when people hear the car and everything, and they hear it roaring through the track, like they get a little bit phased. Like I've noticed it.
Well, he knows the blood dripping from tears, the people crying, tears, little children running to their moms.
I'm surprised
boy.
you didn't pick up a hearing aid sponsorship of some kind.
Well,
But going back to sponsors, what does Havana Services Group do? Like, do they provide like
I couldn't
coladas and pastelitos and all these other fine Cuban delicacies?
As far as I know, they're like a real estate company that also does like travel services.
travel services.
Yeah, and obviously they're Cuban. But I know they have a lot of relationships in Cuba and international, like in Spain and other countries, Italy.
Yeah, I saw they were like showing a bunch of different. It wasn't in Cuba that they were showing. It was like some other countries.
Yeah, I think they were in Spain last week.
Yeah.
But it's mostly a travel agency and real estate company that they'll also help you if you're trying to buy a home here. They're based in Orlando, I think in Kissimmee.
That's cool.
Huh. Interesting. The more you know. So, what kind of preparations did you have to do to get the car ready for the competition?
At Mid Pond, my 370Z diff didn't officially die, but
He's been hanging on to this dip for like 3 events now.
yeah, you guys already know for like last 3 or 4 events, that diff, the ring and pinion, has just been howling. It's like a box of toolbox, like a box of tools, just shaking and rattling. Like it's crazy back there. Like
You probably didn't know because your car's so loud.
no, you
that
can't even
it's
hear
in
the exhaust.
What?
The
It's so
diff
loud.
is louder than the exhaust.
Oh,
like
my
my ears are
goodness.
like ringing from the ring and pinion, just whining.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when I took
That's-
Sean out, so when we went to get an alignment, he was like, "Bro, I really think we should change this." Like he's like, "This is really bad."
Yeah. What did it look like? Did you open it up?
Nah,
You got to open it. I got to
just-
see what it looks
Yeah.
like inside. It must be just destroyed.
so me and Sean at his house and Raul came out too, and we just grabbed a 6-pack of beer and we knocked it out in like 2 hours. Like I had brought my spare with me, the stock Z diff, the 3.5.
Yeah.
So we ended up swapping it out and throwing it in, and we were
What do
ready
you
to
think?
go.
I mean, going from the 3.69.
Yeah, in clutch kickers, it actually worked out because
Better.
I stayed in second gear.
Uh,
And if I would have used the 3.7, I
Yeah.
would have been banging limiter through outer zone 2 and 3. And
gotcha.
here I wasn't on limiter, but it was getting close to it, and I probably hit it like once or twice when I on my really aggressive runs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it worked out. I would have preferred to run like a 3.9 and then stay in third, or a 4.08 or a 4.3, and that would have had a better, like a more like a 1-to-1 closer power ratio.
Mhm.
But it is what it is. So I stayed in second, and it worked.
Yeah, it definitely worked.
Yeah, you won the competition.
Yeah.
We were sitting there refreshing the bracket because there was no live stream. So sitting there like, did he what? He won. What? How did what? How did he win? I don't even know how he won. He won.
Well, we'll get to that in a moment. But the other thing I wanted to ask you was, and it's a good thing we have our Ferry over here. Well, actually, no, we're not talking about Ferry just yet. But round one of the America's Union event, you hired, I wouldn't say, or contracted our own No over here to be your spotter.
That was a mistake, wasn't
And how? I mean, we never got to ask you how did that go, and why wasn't he at round two?
Well, Noel didn't want to come out. That's for one.
Man, I was there the week before. That's a 10-hour drive.
Yeah, he didn't want to come out, so I had no options. Sean decided to help me out, and he tried as best as he could. We ended up winning, so I can't complain. We did a good job. Sean even helped out fielding Shredder in the pits.
Sean's a very helpful guy.
Yeah, he helped 3 opponents' cars get back on track. It's I commend
He's
them.
probably sabotaging them. He's like, I'm just gonna leave this one part loose.
No, when I was at Holy Shift, he was like, you want me to mount your tires? I'm like, Sean, you drive, go drive. Come out my own tires. But thank you, buddy. But no.
Yeah. And the real strategy came from KP though. We had a talk before the event, and he gave me a few pointers after looking at the field, and I gotta give him a huge thank you. He was like, "Oh, just be consistent. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry about getting close. Just be consistent with a good lead run, and then on the chase, don't worry about getting on their door. Just be consistent behind them. You got this."
Everybody else.
Wait a minute. KP is a judge though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is rigged.
Oh God!
Look at that, buddy.
No, but
Hey, that's rude. What's the
That is
matter with you?
It's a joke.
No,
Come on.
Because
Yeah,
he went
okay.
around to Leo and talked to him too, and Henry, and I think Reese was walking
What
around
happened
talking
with Leo?
to guys
'Cause I saw
too.
Leo got knocked out in the top 16.
I was lining up when that battle happened, but I
Oh.
know he battled against I think a Dominican driver with a E36.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 318 that's liveried out.
Yeah.
He's a good driver. The guy was solid. It's just his car was pretty underpowered.
Yeah.
So it was hard for Leo to be behind him.
Yeah.
Leo had his car really gripped up. When we were practicing, I was barely keeping up with him.
Yeah, I know. I saw the video.
Yeah, and I was like, Leo, you need to turn your tire pressure up or something, because you're gonna get choked up behind some of these cars. And
that's probably what happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My question to you. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Paul.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, what was the atmosphere like at the event? I got a glimpse. We got a glimpse of it because obviously there's no live stream, and the only way we could get some information was through the stories that were being posted up on Instagram.
Yep.
And one of the notable things that stood out to me, and I mentioned it to you, was there was I think it was a Honda Civic with speakers on the roof,
yeah.
What was that
blasting
about?
music, and I was just like, "Well, that sounds like a party over there."
Yeah,
but was the vibe just a bunch of car speakers being blasting music, or was it just like any typical drift event?
It was more so like a typical drift event. It's just the pits had some good loud music. Yeah, we couldn't hear Dustin over the PA because of the music.
Oh, wow.
But if you were in the spectator viewing area, you would be able to hear Dustin and the announcing of the event. But other than that, the atmosphere, I want to say everybody was kind of on a competitive edge. Nobody was taking the event lightly or trying to have fun. Everybody was really competitive. So it was everybody was trying to tend to themselves, and I was just having fun. I was running around, hanging out with Leo for a bit, hanging out with Henry, and then I went to help out Sean and fielding, and it's everybody else I saw, they were even trying to find things to disqualify you. They were like, "Oh, that's not part of your rules. That's not part of the rules."
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
That's
it's
kind of stupid. But
yeah, everybody was in a competitive mindset. Even during practice, when you would line up next to a car or in the battles, I'll look over the driver and be like, "Hey, what's up, peace? Let's go." And they don't even look at me.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
Wow.
they were
It's a
really
little
serious.
hostile.
Yeah, everybody was on their competitive edge. So
Wow. That's interesting.
That is, and I think what it is, perhaps, possibly, is that they knew what they were going up against. They weren't worried about the skills; they were worried about the sound. They're like, "Darn it! I can't believe we're gonna be tortured by this."
That's why they didn't give you a thumbs up, because they were bleeding. They couldn't. They couldn't. Their vision has started to go, and they can't see anymore because just all the pain in their ears.
They'll just hear your car and they'll be like, "I'm still on throttle." Like what? Like lift. Oh, and then crazy.
Were there any major crashes, incidents, fires, cars rolling over? I mean, anything that you could recall that caused significant downtime that maybe we should be aware of? I'm just curious.
Other than during the competition, me getting hit 4 times.
Yeah, your car was battered and bruised.
Yeah, and everybody was like really aggressive chasing me, and they kept hitting me in the same spots.
They were trying to kill the sound.
Yeah.
Like, how do we make it stop? Where's the exhaust? We have to crimp it. Please shut it up. Surprised nobody had any potatoes or anything. Started stuffing potatoes in it. Oh man, too much.
No, but other than that, our good buddy David Miller, he's up in Jacksonville. He has the aqua or teal colored 350Z with the FTF kit.
Oh yeah.
Like his is like his front
Super
end is
wide.
like a Walrus.
He's got the Mega Mantis, right?
Yeah, and
Something like
I think he has the graphic in the back for Gravescent, Team Gravescent. But like 3 or 4 of his Heim joints failed on the track. So like his wheel like went off completely in one direction, and his car like got stuck on the track for like 30, 45 minutes.
I swear
That was the only
I
significant
hear that
downtime
all the
event.
time with those kits. I don't know.
Yeah, I think what it was, the way he installed it, the Heim joints were like at a weird angle.
Oh, well,
they
he
were,
tells you not to do that.
Yeah, they're not
tells
cocked straight, and I think they just failed on them.
Oh, that's why. Yeah. Well, that's to be installation error then.
But the diff held up, right? After you swapped it over?
I think from the hit from fielding, now like it's making
starting to
noise
whine.
again, and it's leaking a little bit of oil
Oh
too.
god, yeah, it's the front seal. Yeah, mine does the same thing.
No, it's leaking out the side, like by the
It's leaking
axle.
out the side of that.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Well,
So I'd, like where because fielding hit my wheel,
Yeah.
so and my wheel was in gear, it was moving,
Yeah.
so it probably damaged something in the axle side, and he also bent my FDF bracket. So like
Yeah.
the whole bracket, the toe gain kit was inside my rim.
Oh,
It was
Oh, wow.
completely bent, like I want to say like 45 degrees inward, and it was rubbing against the rim itself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
that's why you replaced it this week. I saw that in your story. I was like, what? The thing.
The car must have been driving pretty funky then.
I couldn't drive it after that. Like I had to just drive it to the pits, load it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I brought it home. I called Josiah, and it's funny on the phone when I called the FDF and I was talking to Josiah. I was like, "Hey man, I got my FDF bracket all bent up, this and that. And like I saw on your website, you don't have like replacement ones to just buy there." He's like, "What do I do?" And he's like, "Well, what happened?" And that's when I told him like, at America's Union in the final battle, I was up against somebody who you're familiar with, Fielding Shredder, and he happened to hit me.
He hit me. Like he hit you.
And then he was like, "Oh my god!" He's like,
Oh,
"Oh, I
he
love
hit
that
you
guy." He's like, "He hit me too."
That's funny. I can feel your pain.
He's like, "I completely understand this and that." And he's like, "Yeah, people don't typically break those brackets. That's why we don't have it on the website." But he's like, "Send me your info. Send me photos because I want to do some R&D, see the weak points of where it broke and this and that, where it bent, and just or if you want, even send it back to him." So I was like, "All right, no problem." And then I gave him my info, and he sent a new one.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
He should just follow Fielding Shredder around and see what breaks. God, man.
So tell us, give us a summary of how your battles went. That you already explained some of it, obviously with Fielding Shredder, but
Yeah.
how did it start off? It was top 16, correct?
Yeah. First, during practice, I was mostly practicing with Leo Alvarado and the Corvette, and then I got a few random runs in, like with David before his car messed up.
Oh, where was Catrone?
I don't know. He just
He
didn't
did
show
show
up.
up?
He just didn't show up. I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah, I was looking forward to rematch. Probably battle him again.
Oh, okay.
But
Interesting.
so from practice, we started qualifying, and they were pretty harsh on the qualifying scores.
Yeah?
I know Reese, KP, and I don't know the other guy's name. He didn't even say a word the entire event. But they were pretty harsh on the scores. I think I got like a 59 on my best one, because my first 2 runs, the first one was pretty conservative. The second one I toned it up a little bit more, and that's where I actually scored lower. I got a 56 on the second run. And then the third run I went all out. Like I even did like a 3-motion drift on the entry, and like Sanpatsu went all in, full lock every turn. And then at the exit, right before the line, I actually spun out. Yeah, because the car whipped too hard. Like I hit I was riding the curb, and that curb is concrete, so the grip difference is crazy. Like it's super slick. It's like you're on ice when you hit that little curb. So when I started lifting off, it I guess it gripped up really quick, and it just shot me to the left, and it spun out. So I couldn't get to finish that run, and I'm positive if that run I would have finished it, probably would have been in the
the one at
upper
like
60s or 70s.
Yeah, like the first round.
Yeah,
the first round. It was such an amazing run.
Yeah, Rome was all like hype on that run, and he was like, "Really? Dang!"
Yeah, same thing. Spin on the finish line.
Yeah, like I made it past the end cone, but if you spin in that area past it, they consider it a 0.
Well, let me ask you this, because you touched on something that I forgot to ask you about earlier. You've spent X amount of hours driving clutch kickers virtually on Assetto Corsa.
Yeah.
And this was your first time driving this track. What was different? What was the same? And what was your takeaway from that experience?
It is crazy how much different it is, yet very similar. Because like the elevation changes, that's number one. You don't get that in Assetto. They don't have that modeled in, even though it should have it, because it's something that makes a big difference driving there. And it's possible, like you can model that in there. But the elevation changes, they catch you off guard, because at the entry you're coming into like almost an uphill initiate, and then it's a deep downhill into like another sloping uphill. So it's like you have to get off the throttle, and then very quickly at the right precise point get back on it.
Full
and it's like full tilt. You got to get in it, and like full lock, wide open throttle through that little section where the outer zone cones are. Like, and then that'll kind of set you up to hit the inner clip and transition. But it's crazy like how precise you have to be there. Like it took me a while in practice. I overshot it a few times and went off.
It's like a long dip, and then like right at the bottom it starts loading up, so you got to get on it.
And then the rest of the track is pretty close because it's kind of flat, but it's just the markers of the cones and the transitioning points. It's different in the sim. Like the Assetto has the cones in different places than what you see in real life. And what kind of bit me, I think, I was so used to, like, I had the motion memory already set. Like, I already know without looking at the cones or anything, like, with my eyes closed, I can just transition at this point, and I know I'm going to run the perfect outside line. But in real life, that wasn't the case, because the cones were in different places. There was, like, weird bumps that, like, different sensations. Like, it didn't feel the same as the sim. The width of the track felt a little bit wider. And, well, actually, no. It felt a little tighter in real life than what it feels like in the sim.
Wow.
So that's where it kind of threw me off a little bit, because I was missing some of the outer zones, like the entry point where the cone begins. I was overshooting that cone a little bit, and then filling the outer zone after that cone that you're supposed to start it at. Yeah. Other than that, like the sim, it helped a lot. Like it made a huge difference. Like if I would have gone in there without the sim, I would not have done anywhere near as good as I did that day.
Oh, okay.
So what about because in the sim, I'm not sure how it is in the sim, but like,
what do you mean? We just caught you on video.
Yeah, but that was that was mid pun. That was mid pun. But in the sense of like, because we know that the Clutch Kickers track or Admiral Coast the corners aren't perfectly rounded.
No.
So it catches you a little off guard. Is that the same in the sim, or are they perfectly rounded?
No.
So that's another thing that'll catch you a little bit.
Because like you can't stay on throttle through the outer zone. Like in the sim, you can just smash it and you just kind of coast through the turn, staying wide.
Yeah.
In real life, you have to modulate the throttle a little bit. You can't really like just stay in it because it's not a perfect radius. So you have to adjust for the where you are on the track.
Yeah.
To like push the car a little bit forward or stay on it. It'll push you a little bit wider.
Interesting. Wow. Okay.
So let's go back to your battles. You
Yeah.
did top 16 with, again, who?
Jose Rodriguez, who is the
owner, isn't he? Like the main organizer of
Yeah.
America's Union?
he's the main man behind America's Union. He was in the black 350Z.
That's the one
And-
that said stretch on the side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the pintura.
Pintura pelable.
There you go.
Okay.
I remember that. I'm sorry. When I saw that at Clutch Kickers, I kept trying to read it, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, peelable paint." Okay, I got it.
Yeah, his battle was actually really good, and it was close call. Like every single battle I had, I almost lost.
Oh, really?
But and the thing is, I qualified 12th, so every battle I had, I chased first. Everybody led first.
Yeah.
And when I chased him first, I was not expecting him to be as fast as he was. So on the entry, I think he clipped the inner cones that you're not supposed to hit, that you're supposed to stay away from. He hit the two of them, and that threw me off. It made me go do a little wobble because I was using him as a clipping point.
Yeah.
So I was trying to stay with him. But when I saw him go wide, I saw him come too far in. I ended up going a little bit wider. And then he ended up gapping me a little bit because he's taking an inside line when he should be wider.
Yeah.
So I reeled him back in after the touch and go. And then we were close for the rest of the run. And I think even at the outer zone 3, I was so close to him that when he straightened, he rubbed my bumper. And I have black marks on my front
Oh,
bumper.
wow.
Yeah.
So that run was good after the point of the entry. But then in the chase, he stayed on me until outer zone 3, and he ended up spinning out. I think he hit the curb, and that made him slip, and he ended up spinning out behind me, and I got the win there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
So it's just about like you said, just staying consistent. So
Yeah.
that way, you just when other people make a mistake, that's all it needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then after that, who'd you go against?
Top 8, Tristan Andras.
Who's
Yeah. He's from Orlando, I think, and his dad has a G37.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
black one.
Yeah, it sounds
I remember
familiar.
And
him.
Jeff Andras. So they're always like a dynamic duo.
Yeah.
They come to the events together.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
And he's a cool dude. I was trying to help him out because when we first battled, I think he led first. I stayed on him perfectly fine. It was a consistent, clean run. I kept maybe half a car behind him on entry,
Yeah.
and then reeled him in at the touch and go. And then when we hit outer zone 2, he ended up coming inside, way inside, and even dropped 2 tires, his 2 front tires into
wow.
the grass and the dirt right before the transition into outer zone 3. So that threw me off. I backed off, and then I let him transition because I thought he might have spin.
Yeah.
But he didn't spin, so I just got back on him. I took a midline through outer zone 3 and just reeled him back in as we got to the end. And then in the chase, he entered with me fine until we got to the inner clip. And right when I transitioned, a lot of people tend to take a mid center of the track line and then completely avoid the touch and go.
Yeah.
They would stay on the
Yeah, I
inside.
saw.
Everybody was doing that, and apparently he did not expect me to actually stay on the left side of the track and go for the touch and go and try to fill it almost.
Yeah.
So I cut him off. He was on my door there, and on the transition he hit my bash bar. So it caused me to correct and straighten, but I reinitiated
Yeah.
and kept going.
Yeah.
And when I looked back, he actually crashed into the wall.
Oh.
Yeah. He went straight into the touch and go wall, and he broke his radiator.
Oh.
So
no.
yeah,
That sucks.
in the pits, I try to help him.
Yeah.
What I'm missing too, after that run, after that moment, when I kept going into outer zone 3, I dropped the tire into the rut, and the wheel got stuck into the dirt, and it made me straighten out. So I got a 0 on the run because I went into the grass. So the judges said we had to go one more time because I zeroed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So to prepare for the one more time battle, I tried to help Tristan out. I was standing next to him. I was like, hey, if you need tools, I got tools. Do you have a spare radiator? He's like, no, I don't have anything. I was like, do you have anything to plug it? And I think he was looking for JB Weld with his dad, and they were trying to figure out if they should just send it, just fill it up and go do the last runs. But Webb came over and looked at it, and he's like, I can't have you leaking on track. He's like, if you don't have a way to seal that or replace it, I can't let you on the track.
Yeah.
So they took their 5 minutes, try to brainstorm something, and
What was leaking exactly?
hit the center of the radiator. Like his oil cooler punctured the radiator.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Should just pull the fins. You pull the fins off and crimp it down and bend it over.
Yeah, well, they didn't think of that.
Okay. Well,
So-
need a mechanic.
Yeah, they couldn't figure something out, so he ended up bowing out. I did
Oh, wow.
my buy run and on to the next battle.
Oh, okay. And the next battle was Christian, right? Hayden Christian? Or what
No,
was his name?
Hayden Cottrell.
Hayden Cottrell, yeah.
Yeah.
He was the number one qualifier too.
Yeah, I know. So that's what I was
Do you
like,
remember
oh.
his score?
It was like a 80 something, like an 82.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hayden Cottrell has had a lot of experience at that track, so he's probably
Yeah.
the most
Yeah.
experienced of them all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
So-
done a bunch of the clutch kickers events.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think he's made top 16 once or twice.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he
I think
has.
so.
Break that battle down, because I mean, if he
Yeah,
was
what
the most
happened there?
experienced, and
Mm-hmm.
must be
Well,
interesting.
He led first, and I wasn't gonna let him go, so I just went all out. Even though KP was like, "Stay consistent, don't get too close." Like I remember that in my head.
a
As
little fun.
yeah, but I was like, I can't let this guy go. Like
Yeah.
this is number one qualifier, and he drives here a lot, and I know he's a
Yeah.
good driver. He's
No,
been
exactly.
like Sean was my spotter and telling me, he's like, hey, Cottrell's killing it. Like
Yeah.
he's doing really really good,
Yeah.
and he's killing everybody easily.
Yeah.
So I was like, in my head, I was like, I gotta go into kill mode, take him out.
Yeah.
So chase run, it was smooth. I think on the entry, I gave him a little space because I was looking at him during practice too and everything, and I knew my car was a little bit more gripped up than his, being I was on the 651s, the Acceleras.
Mhm.
So I left him a little gap, reeled him in as we got to the inner clip, and the whole run, I was like maybe 4 feet away from him, like not door to door, but we were close, like 4 to 2 feet away.
Yeah.
So it was consistent, clean, close tandem. I guess when his spotter told him that, he was like, I gotta go into kill mode. So on the chase run, when I led, as we go through the entry and the outer zone 1, he's literally on my door. I can see him in my peripherals, like he was on me.
Oh yeah.
So like he was tighter than what I was. Like he was like 6 inches from me.
Oh shit.
Wow.
So like he was like trying to go all out. And when we transitioned into the touch and go, we did good. But then when I transitioned to outer zone 2, he was actually too far in at the touch and go area and it cut off my transition.
No.
So
Oh,
his
sweet.
bash bar went straight into my rear quarter panel.
Ooh.
Yeah, and like he screwed up my body panel. Like it's pretty bad.
Oh, wow.
So I have to take it to a body shop and see if they can pull it all out.
Yeah.
But he ended up damaging, I think, his power steering cooler.
Oh.
Lord, you were just taking cars out.
Yeah, he ended up.
And it's always that area of the track. I mean,
Yeah.
we've mentioned it many times before.
Yeah, you don't attack there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
And you
just
don't
kind
cut
of,
the line.
Everybody was cutting the line there.
You
Everybody
can't
like
cut the line. Yeah.
yeah.
they were all taking an inside line, completely missing the touch and go in the chase at least. 'Cause I don't know, like they just didn't want me to get away from them. But he
It
cut
sets
off
you
my
up wrong.
yeah, and then after that run, I think my car went into the grass. Like he completely cut me off, and my car went straight towards the judges in the crowd.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
So I couldn't complete the run.
yeah.
But
So
somehow
they faulted him for that.
no, they said one more time.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
That should not have been.
Like
a one-more time.
Sean
Yeah.
went to protest, and they were like, "No, we're not having it. Get out of here!" And they didn't want to talk to Sean, and Sean's like, "What the hell?" So
Yeah.
But was there a fee to protest?
no, there wasn't. There was no protesting allowed. But they said if you had a good case and you came up to them respectfully, they'll hear you out. But Sean like didn't even get to approach, and he was like, "Hey, what's going on? Like, why is this going on?" And they're like, "No, get out of here. We're not hearing it."
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So
That's
Wow.
interesting.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you had a one more time battle, and then what happened there?
he led, same case. Like I did not change my approach. It was like
Yeah.
2 feet away to 4 feet away. I stayed close to him. It didn't get like crazy aggressive because I didn't want to screw up my run in the chase.
Mhm.
When he chased me, he did the same thing again. He choked himself up right at the entry.
Really?
Yeah, when we right as we're getting into the inner clip, he straightened out. He zeroed himself out. So like I guess when I threw in a ton of amp, because I came in more aggressive in my lead,
Yeah.
and I threw in like almost full lock coming through outer zone 1, and I just like stayed on the throttle, just smashing it, and the car wasn't gonna spin out or anything. I know my car, and it was
Yeah.
like full lock, wide open throttle, just going straight into the touch and go. And it looks like that was too much angle for him, and he straightened out right behind me, and
Oh, really?
it worked.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
I
So
didn't.
it seems like the key to your game plan was a touch and go.
Yeah, like I didn't plan
Pulling
for
out
it.
to that touch and-
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a happy accident. Like we Bob Rossing it.
You ever you screwing everybody up at the touch and go? That's funny.
Yeah.
Because everybody thought, oh, yeah, and I was watching videos of practice, and everybody was like, touch and go, forget about you. I'm just gonna cut this line and go this line, make my own way.
Mhm.
They weren't trying to go into touch and go at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost everybody, even during practice, they were
Yeah.
cutting the touch and go. They were
That's what
just,
I'm saying.
yeah, they were completely avoiding it, not going for it. So
And
That puts you
the
against.
final battle.
yes,
What happened?
Fielding Shredder, which, it's funny because like as I was battling Cottrell and they made us go one more time, he was waiting at the line, and we actually like we lined up next to each other, and I talked to him. I was like, bro, he's like, look. Is like, what are the chances that we're gonna battle? And
Why?
because the thing is, we helped him put his diff.
Oh,
me and Sean.
okay.
So and he's like, I forgot what he said, but he was like relieved. He's like, I'm glad I got to battle you. And,
Oh.
and I'm like, man, I'm glad we fixed your car. It's like I get to battle Fielding Shredder. Like,
Yeah,
there's he's a big name in the sport. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
he was on Hyperdrive.
Yeah.
What else? I think the Discovery Channel show too. Was he on there?
No, he wasn't on that show, but I mean, he's known. For
Yeah, he's been in
Yeah.
a bunch of drift weeks. Like,
yeah, he's been all the drift weeks.
Yeah.
if there's anybody that I want to drift with at that event, it's Fielding Shredder.
Yeah, of course.
So, it was a good opportunity to drive with him. And then what was it? I think he led first, and then in the chase, I was like kill mode. I stayed on him in the entry, and then at the touch and go, something happened like where I don't know what he did on transition.
Another touch and go.
No, but
It's that area, man.
the thing is like
It was his second. It was his second turn trap.
Oh, yeah.
It was his second turn trap.
I was like,
It has reemerged.
It's because KP was there. He had his own KP zone.
KP is the way to be.
Yeah,
Indeed,
that's funny.
KP.
Yeah, that's
Always say it.
But as we transition after the inner clip cone,
Yeah.
everything was smooth. I was on him in the touch and go, but right before he transitions to go into the outer zone 2, his car slowed down a lot, more than
weird.
I expected. So I had to like left foot brake a little bit before transitioning rather than like transition early and then left foot brake. That was my plan, was like to transition before him and then like just slow the car down and then reel him back in.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to do that, and it made me like do like a weird wonky motion,
Yeah.
and like I almost strained out.
Yeah.
But I think towards the end of outer zone 2, I closed the gap of like 2 car lengths back to like almost on his door, and outer zone 3 when we transitioned into there, I was on him, like we were good.
Yeah.
And then in the chase when I led, going through outer zone 1, he was on me. It was good. And then as we transition into the touch and go, he did the same thing as Cottrell. He tried not to let me go and cut the line completely. Like I think he almost dropped a tire too in the dirt.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So he was deeper in than Cottrell. And when I transitioned, he went wheel to wheel. Like he banged up my wheel, and that's how he bent the FDF bracket. The diff made a little weird noise, and like I just
And
strained
that's
out.
how you won.
Yes.
Yeah.
We went back to the end line, and he got on the right side, I got on the left side. Webb told us to hold on. He's like, it might go one more time. He's like, hold on.
Yeah.
So, and then
Like I don't have much more car to go one more time.
it's like, I think he probably told them, is like, yo, the car's banged up. Like, I don't think he can go one more time.
Yeah, don't make him go one more time. He's
Because I think Fielding even broke something in his steering, like his
Oh, yeah.
suspension too.
Yeah.
He was telling me, he's like, yo, the car feels weird too. And so Webb just came up and he like through the passenger side, gave me his fist. He's like, congratulations, buddy. And I was like, thank you. Like, oh. I was like, I won. Yeah, and I think our one of the other
Oh,
drivers
so you knew before you pulled up for the
the podium, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
Well, that's
awesome.
different.
Yeah,
Well, I think Webb did. I think
thing is, I
Webb
was hanging out like during the event with Zach and Webb and talking
Yeah.
to them, like asking them, "Hey, how's the event going for you guys?" So I was like talking to
and
them,
they know
small
he's
talk.
part of all
Yeah.
the crew, so.
So since Webb knows me, he just went fist bump. He's like, "Congrats."
That's funny.
It's not supposed to happen. Come on now.
And I think one of the other drivers, he came up with his son. It was like maybe a little 6 or 7 year old.
Oh,
And
really?
like it was a cool moment because he just comes up with his hand up, and I was like, "Yeah, high five!"
Oh wow. Well, no, we were all cheering for you. We thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
Freaking, it was
Awesome.
really awesome
Yeah.
to have you win that with all the driving you've been doing this year and
Yeah.
dedication you've been putting to it, and it's all paid off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
One of the things that made me laugh was just how Gabby was like, "How'd you guys know what was happening?" And it's like, dude, like we were trying to find. It was just like the Russian Drift series.
Yeah.
Where, like,
Exactly.
we were trying to like figure out some way to get information to tap
I
into
was
the
on
live stream,
Facebook. I was on
Any
Facebook on
tidbit
the
of
uploads.
information. Oh my god, I got something. Like, look, and then like I saw America's Union going live on Instagram. I was like, yes, let's look.
Yeah. No, I think that was the podium.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
the
podium.
award
Yeah.
ceremony.
Yeah.
Which was, you couldn't tell what the heck they were saying. I almost
I just
thought,
went by what I saw.
yeah, I almost thought he said Gabby got second because he kept on saying, should we announce second or should we announce first? Should we announce second?
Yeah,
I didn't know what was going on, but I'm like, I think Gabby won. That's amazing.
yeah.
That is amazing.
I think just as amazing is how KP Kevin Phillips won the raffle for the
He
drift
won the
car.
raffle car.
That was the best because like
man.
we were me fielding and this kid Luis Santiago who won 3rd place.
Yeah.
He's a really good driver. Like I would pay attention to him. He's a little 19-year-old
Yeah.
and the kid was killing it.
Yeah.
But well, the 3 of us were there, and then KP's like talking to us, and like I think he stepped away for a minute, and then when they announced the winner, you just see KP's like, "I won!" And he just like ran up to them, and he's like, "Give me the keys, give me the keys." And they gave him the keys, and then he started doing donuts like right there, right next to us in the paddock or in
jeez.
at Outer Zone 2. He's just there like doing donuts,
Sure,
celebrating
Zach,
with the car.
Sure, Zach ran over and said, whoa, no.
Yeah.
No,
Or no, actually, right before that, they were like, "Let her warm up first. Let her warm up first."
no, Webb was like, "Go over there,
Go
over
way
there."
over there. Yeah, go way over there.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
crazy.
Yeah, that was a cool story.
Yeah.
Definitely best way to end your year, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, what can we say? I mean, you've been driving like heck all year, and then I didn't go, so it made you win. So that's there it is.
But then you also get to go to where is
Argentina,
it?
right?
Argentina, right?
Yeah, he says we're gonna go to Buenos Aires.
they're
Buenos
gonna give you a
Aires.
car?
And yeah, it's full paid expense, like hotel and the travel expenses.
In a car,
Yeah, and then they're gonna give us a rental car.
a rental car.
I don't know the specifics of the car.
Oh, interesting.
I'm hoping it's like
It's an
an
Altima. That's a rear-wheel drive Altima.
like I feel like
Glad I'm not
Noel.
going.
Noel will kill me from here. Like if I was in an Altima.
Yeah. No, I'll just be happy that I'm not going. I'll be like, yeah, you could just take it, man. Whatever.
Careful.
At least I don't have to see it.
But I'm hoping it's a similar car to mine or something with decent power, at least like 300-400 horsepower. So let's see. Like if I'm in a stock E36, then that's a problem.
Well, who else is going? Because who won last time? I mean, so
Should be
you're gonna
Salvio.
It'll be Salvio.
Salvio.
And Taylor Ray.
No, Taylor Ray gave up his position.
I thought he won first place.
He did, but he gave it to somebody else. He said he wasn't going to go.
Oh, I don't know then.
Yeah. I don't know who took his place, but
Maybe Ben Julian.
Me and you were talking to. Me, you, and Ben were talking to. God, what's his name? Reese Marin.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
Marin said that Taylor Ray gave up his position to go.
That's
to
right.
Buenos Aires.
Hmm.
So,
I wonder who it is then.
What was your takeaways from the whole event? Is it going to give you the confidence now to hit up the actual Clutch Kicker series, 100K series, or are you still gonna sort of do other things so that way you could build up the experience to do something else?
Honestly, I feel like kind of taking a step back because it's been a little overwhelming and feels like it burns you out because it's a lot of events that I did this last year.
Yeah.
So kind of want to keep doing fun days, but if there's like street league or street level car
Street legal.
competitions, I
Yeah.
want to take part in that
Yeah.
more than anything. Like, I don't really want to go into clutch kickers because it's gonna force me to build up the car to a level
Yeah.
where it's not that much fun to drive it anymore. It's gonna
Yeah.
get more expensive to drive it,
Yeah.
and it's already expensive to drive it.
Yeah.
So I'd rather try to keep it where it's at.
The street leagues.
Yeah. But I want to compete more. I want to compete in street level competitions or even modified, like if
Like
Jackson,
a local event, like a Jackson event.
yeah, like if US Drift Circuit, Chris Jackson did comps, and
Yeah.
it was like modified cars, but like none of them are like pro cars.
Yeah.
So it's just grassroots competitions. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm all in for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's remember, season 3 of Clutch Kickers, people are gonna be coming in hot. I mean,
Oh,
already from season 1 to
Yeah.
season
No,
2,
I hear a lot of things in
people
Yeah.
built a lot of cars in that last off season. This year coming up is gonna be insane. So
Yeah, a
people
lot
are
of
gonna have
cars
some
will be
serious
built.
cars out there.
yeah, the Clutch Kickers is turning into another pro series almost. Like
I think it's like I think it's this cool free for all, just insane, no rules, just crazy, run what you brung type thing.
It's a
Yeah.
wild west of drifting.
Yeah, I think it's a real Wild West competition. I think it's cool. I think it's like an all-star competition.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
So it'll be interesting to see what they have as far as a alternate layout. So when we go, we'll
Mhm.
get to see that. It'll be
Yeah.
interesting.
I haven't decided if I'm gonna drift multiple days. It depends on tires too, how many I get.
Yeah,
But the plan is to slide Saturday, and if I have tires left over, I'll stay for Sunday.
yeah. I'm gonna drive up on Friday.
Yeah, I'll drive up with you on Friday.
Yeah.
And
So-
I think Sean's gonna join us too.
Yeah, Sean said he was gonna go.
Nice.
So who do you have to thank for your crazy drift endeavor?
My job.
Oh, okay. That's it. All right.
Hang on,
like
hang
working.
on.
That was easy.
They funded everything, but it's really the fruits of my labor that
Yeah, I
funded
gotcha.
it. But
Self-funded.
yeah,
Oh, you got Havana.
yeah, Havana services group, they helped out.
Yeah.
They helped out, and they've been reaching out, and they even told me if like to work again in the future for other events. So I'll definitely shout them out. Other than that, Chris Jackson Performance, he helped me out a lot of times when I needed help.
Mhm.
And
World
and-
famous.
Yeah, the
World
world famous
famous.
Chris Jackson. Yeah, definitely a big shout out to him. Every time I need something, I give him a call, and
Yeah,
if he
fair.
doesn't have it, he knows somebody that has it. And
Yeah, that's what I always call him as well. He had a clutch ready for me for this one, but it was an old, banged up clutch, and I didn't want to take the risk. So, the hell is that?
What was that?
yeah, and definitely gotta thank Sean, a good buddy. He let me stay at his house for the whole week in Orlando, and he came out like as my pit crew and spotter, running around everywhere, fought for me when at the event when we tried to do contest the one more time.
Yeah,
So I'm definitely grateful to him.
no, Sean's a good guy.
Okay. So with that said, why don't we just talk about?
Formula Drift.
Oh, you want to talk about Formula Drift?
Damn, right,
I
right.
figured that he wanted to do it.
Oh,
I'll give
okay.
the Formula Drift recap. His boy didn't win.
Yeah. Yeah. And I had
You
this
gotta
guy
burn that hat.
screenshotting me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because oh man, this was crazy. So he wanted to be in a FaceTime call throughout the whole event, or at least most of it, right?
Mhm.
And he just wanted to see me eating pizza because I was cheating that day. All right. He wanted to see me react to Chelsea either winning or losing. And he got his wish.
Hang on, don't make it about yourself, okay? I was just not able to
You're
take the opportunity to
Yeah.
go and join you guys on the watch party
right.
that was taking place at the Legends residence.
Right, but you mostly screenshotted things that I was doing. Yeah,
Guilty.
Yeah, okay, there you go. There was a few other ones, but so that's why. But anyway, wild event, as Irwindale always is. I mean, qualifying was really weird for pro.
Wait, hang on. Before you go to pro, come on.
Let's
man.
go-
Go
no,
in the order of things for
let's
crying
talk
out
about
loud.
the,
Let's talk about pro spec.
Okay,
come
we'll
on.
talk about
That was
prospect.
insane.
Yeah, yeah, prospect.
Prospect was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was It was a poop show. We'll call it that, just to be family friendly. Yeah, man. I mean, some of the drivers in Prospect really, I mean, they're really good drivers. But I mean, you could see that there's still a level between. There's a big gap in driver skill and car builds
What I think it
series.
is that those cars are so gripped up, and they don't realize that track, you dial back the grip or add a lot more horsepower.
Well, they can't grip up that much. They're limited to a 255 tire. So,
I don't know. The cars kept them gripping up and throwing them in the wall.
that I don't know. That could also be driver error as well. But I mean, but you could see that there is definitely a big gap in driver skill and car build within the whole series, within the Prospect series. So, like, you can.
I'm surprised how well Amanda Sorsen did. She looked really good. She did a really good job.
She definitely stepped up this year. I remember in 2019, I don't even think she qualified for one event in 2019, and then this year, I think she qualified fourth in for Prospect.
I thought she did pretty good on that. Compared to everybody else that was kind of like wonky.
Yeah. And on top of that car was doing double duty because her brother Brandon had to drive that car in pro. And but yeah, so Prospect, very interesting. Something that really crazy happened was, I believe, in the final four, Nick Novak and Daniel Stuckey.
Oh, you're talking about.
That's right.
Yeah, that was insane.
The roof thing. So of course, like,
he thought he won, and then he's like,
yeah.
So why do you feel about not winning? Not winning? What do you mean? I didn't win. What happened?
Oh man,
that was congratulated.
That was the most awkward interview.
Oh, he doesn't know.
Like,
nobody told him, Kevin.
You can see Laurent Nickel like, okay, I'm not telling him what's going on. Let Kevin tell him.
He's like reporting back. He doesn't know anything. Get Kevin over here.
So. But in the podium ceremony, you saw that he took it very well, right? But what happened was that his roof came off when he was battling Daniel Stuckey, threw Stuckey off.
Normal thing.
Yeah. Roof, right? Of all normal things. But in the rules, when it comes to this, to the judging rules, it doesn't say anything about your roof. It says anything that's latchable. But then in the technical rules, right, that's when Kevin Wells had to step in and make the call for the judges. That gives us one more view.
That's exactly what I was doing.
Hey, everybody turn on your phone. Let's get the views up.
We're watching ourselves.
So it was definitely interesting. I saw that go down, and it was really weird, but at the same time I understood that Kevin Wells had to make that call because it's a safety issue. And then you had the whole conundrum of Nick Novak not knowing what was going on and Daniel Stuckey moving into the finals, which was a good call because he had to go up against Dmitry Brutsky. And Dmitry. Oh, okay, we got Dago.
Just keep
yeah. So Dmitry Brutsky had won the Prospect Championship already. But he going up against Daniel Stuckey, and Daniel Stuckey made good of that protest, and he won. He beat Dmitry pretty good and well beaten too. I mean, it was a good battle, but he got him good, man. And I found his interview to be kind of funny.
Who?
Daniel Stuckey's at the end of the event. They were talking about like, oh, this is your first carbon fiber trophy. What you gonna do? He's like, I'm gonna eat Fruity Pebbles out of it.
Oh yeah,
and he had the glasses on, and he was giggling kind of funny. I'm like, oh boy. No, but I talked to some people. Yeah, he was sober.
My thing about what happened with the roof was the first thing that popped into my mind was Zach Poloff from Clutch Kickers just opening up a tab or just opening up the word and just updating the rule book is like, if a roof comes out, bam, and save. That's the first thing that popped into my mind. So I can't wait to ask him about that.
Said roof falls off.
Yeah, but luckily in the technical rules, Kevin had that covered in Formula Drift. So, So yeah, Daniel Stuckey wins the event, but Dmitry Brutsky wins his second straight championship.
All because of Novak's. I bet you anything he puts a screw on that thing now.
Well, I
No more
mean,
glue.
I was trying to think like, man, really the roof
glue it on.
They glue it on. I
Yeah.
thought it was. I've seen some cars that have it riveted on.
All my roofs are glued on.
Well, I hope it's a one piece thing because
It's all
that's factory.
glued. It's all glued.
Yeah, but I was thinking about. I was like, why would that happen? I'm like, yeah, well, they take the roof off if they have to work on the cage or whatnot. That makes sense, right? So,
Hey,
but-
Gabby, were you able to see Pro Spec?
Yeah.
And your thoughts on what you witnessed?
The cars are not set up for that track.
Yes, yeah, that's
Like-
what I said.
yeah.
But I was gonna say if you guys think Brutsky's gonna finally go pro
Mm,
No, I think he's going to stay. Is that
in
you?
pro
dude?
spec.
I think he's going to stay pro too. Why not? He's going to do the Doug Vanderbrink, where he stays
Like the
in
king of
pro
pro
am
team.
and just
Right.
dominates pro am
Every year.
every
Yeah.
year. That's what Doug Vanderbrink would used to do.
yeah.
Okay.
I just think it's more of a budget thing for Brutsky, right? Like he would love to go to pro, and he has the skills to, maybe not win a championship just yet, but make a dent in the series.
I
And
think the way it should work is pro spec is you're like your own program,
mm,
and then pro is like you get signed to a team.
yeah,
Mhm.
I think that's the way it should be.
I think eventually it might move into something
I
like
think we'll
that.
get there.
Yeah. And the thing is each year you're seeing more and more teams coming into the series. Matt Field has his own thing with Drift Cage, which is his thing, and then you have
Well, you got Chris Forsberg has a team.
Forsberg has a
You
team.
have
Vaughn,
uh,
Papadakis,
God, what's his name? Odie has a team. now.
Odie has his own.
Yeah.
Although they fly under the Falcon flag, but it's still their own thing, And then you have
No, he has the field guy in pro spec.
yeah, that's right. He
That's
has
what I'm
Yeah,
yeah.
Begovic. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they all have these little guys working up in pro spec.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Or even some of them have another. I mean, like Forsberg has Dylan Hughes, and he's in pro,
Non-Jagger.
and Jaeger. Yes, that's right.
I wonder what Adam will do. I wonder if Adam will like start a Drift HQ program.
That's a good idea, actually. Who
He's
knows?
got Josiah and he has
Alex.
Alex, and some of those other guys in Drift HQ, they could step up to pro spec. I think they got the skills, they got the cars.
yeah.
So it'll be very interesting to see what else
They
comes.
could really have quite a bit of team.
Oh yeah. They can dominate pro spec, over time, and then even some of these drivers move into pro, and then it's like it's this huge team. You just never know.
Yeah.
They could be like the Richard Childress, if you know NASCAR.
No.
Yeah. So
Thank you, Noel.
But,
Do we have a question in the chat? Right. So when is Noel going to show us how it's done?
That must be
do we have is it a unanimous or anonymous?
Anonymous?
It's a unanimous.
I got
anonymous.
Anonymous.
Unanimous. Is it unanimous?
People.
Oh, my.
Sorry, I got my words
Anyway,
mixed
answer
up.
that
It's
question?
unanimous. We all want to know the
Yeah.
answer to this question.
Yeah, I don't know what he wants me to show, but there's not much to show. So,
When you're bringing the Stang out.
oh, the Stang, yeah, that's actually things are starting to progress again. I had a little weird downtime there, and but things are starting to come back up, and I think we're gonna see the Mustang pretty soon. Probably not very well set up, but I gotta take it out there. That's for sure.
All right. So what happened at Pro?
Pro qualifying was
What happened to
already
your boy?
crazy. Well, hang on, we're gonna get there.
Oh, we got to go through everything.
Yeah,
I just want to hear about Chelsea.
No, but because qualifying was wild as it is, right off the bat you had Osbo laying down.
Oswald's run was insane.
I mean, he was the first guy out. He showed everybody how it's done, right? And then you had Chelsea come out. He was second place, so he came out after that and just like laid an egg. But then I'm here like they're strategizing. they're doing this crazy strategy thing to see if they could run in the bottom 8 or whatever, and that bit them hard because Vaughn did it too. He got like a 56 or some really low score, and they ended up like qualifying 14th and 19th, which is like crazy because that's still kind of high compared to the scores that they got, because 10 drivers didn't get a score. They zeroed out, or they incompleted the runs, as they say over there. And it was just crazy. Like the whole night, just watching people spin out or break their cars. Like I remember seeing Jonathan Castro. He double zeroed. He got into the second outer zone, and you could just hear the car go straight to rev limiter and barely have any angle. I'm like, the clutch is going out on that car. This is bad. It was just, of course, throughout the year, the cars are getting beat up and whatnot. Okay, so qualifying was crazy.
Hey, maybe it's a Nissan thing, because there's another one right next to me that has a clutch issue.
That's a Toyota. No, not the car next to you. Jonathan Castro.
Oh, I was thinking about the, you said Cash. I was thinking about the
Yeah,
the
35, 37.
I see the same thing when I see that cash car.
Yeah, and his last name is Hurst.
I think isn't that Jonathan Castro?
Yeah.
It's not. Every time it doesn't. It's without fail. I know it's not the car, but it's still. Hey, there's Jonathan Castro. Wait, no, it's not.
You know what's funny is like his name is last name is Hurst, but then still Jared still calls him Jonathan Cash. Like he makes a mistake. It's such a weird thing. But anyway,
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one, okay? Because
yeah, no.
me too.
I retract my statement. My apologies.
Hey, same thing happens to me. Sometimes I'm like Jonathan Cash, and I'm like, that's not his name.
Yeah,
right.
sometimes you're saying unanimous.
Yeah, I will say
Yeah,
unanimous instead of. Anyway. So the competition starts, and Osbo is on the left side of the bracket, and the only other guy that I thought that could really take Osbo. I mean, anybody could take anybody out, but in a realistic sense, Vaughn Gittin would only meet him in the final 4, right? And for Chelsea to win in that situation, he would need Vaughn Gittin to beat Osbo, and Chelsea would then have to win the event for that to happen. Well, of course, the top 8 comes actually before that. In the top 8, he went up against Michael Essa. There we go. So that Chelsea versus Michael Essa, and they went to two one more times, and
What?
even
Really?
yeah,
Against Michael Essa?
yeah, and but I thought the calls were off, and so did most people. That
The call should have been Chelsea.
it should have been Chelsea the first time, right off the bat.
I think the calls were okay.
You thought the calls were okay?
I thought the
Now,
calls
the-
were okay.
The one where Chelsea left foot breakthrough the whole outer zone 3, I completely understand that one because he just slowed down. So you could front wheel just locked through the whole section. I'm like, yeah, come on, dude, you can't be doing that. But on the first time that they went around, I thought Chelsea did a way better lead run and left Essa behind. Like it wasn't even fair, and Essa had to cut the line to catch back up and everything. So I thought that was what was going on. But then before
I wish we had the TV hooked up. That way I could have shown you guys like how Chelsea was throwing shade at the judges
Yeah.
when that battle was taking place
I
between
was
him
going
and
to
Nessa.
mention that right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to mention
What do you mean
that.
he's throwing shade?
So I was,
But go ahead, Noel.
yeah, so I'll tell you about that. So between the first and the second one more time battle, Lorette comes up to Chelsea to interview Chelsea, and Chelsea's just like, yeah, we're just running around out here going crazy. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna try not be too fast for the judges, and then just walked off like that. And
Didn't they change the score? Like,
yeah, they went from a 69, nice, to a 70, which I was like, come on, man, you screwed them out of a 69. That sucks.
You see, that should have been a sign that things were going to go Chelsea's way. All right, that should have been a sign right there.
Yeah. And Chelsea had the really hard side of the bracket. He had everybody on that side. He had Odie. He had Matt Field. Yeah,
Gabriel Jordan.
Gabby was probably there, like kicking ass,
blowing people's eardrums.
But he had like all the number one in points was there by himself with Vaughn Gittin, which let's be real, like Osbo was just on fire that weekend. And then Chelsea just had everybody else that was in contention with them. It's like, it's going to be tough to get out of that. So, but Chelsea ended up winning against Michael Essa, but it was a hard fought battle. And then when he went against Matt Field, Matt Field was just like icing him because he would keep doing restarts. So they would come off the line and the restart light would come on. This is when Matt Field was.
How many times did they do that?
Two times, and then they had to do the run because on the third time it would have been Matt Field's fault. But he did that twice, and then after that, they were doing their run on the first transition into interclip 1. Chelsea got lost in the smoke, pretty much went off course and punted the interclip, and that's all she wrote there for Chelsea. But Matt Field was still in the championship at that point. So he went into the final 4. But it was Osbo versus Vaughn.
Hold it. Don't gloss over what happened with Chelsea's elimination. Why don't we do a deep dive as to your reaction to his his loss? I mean, come on, you took it pretty hard there, pal.
Yeah, because Chelsea's right there. It's like, man, how many chances is he gonna get?
I mean, you were wearing the outfit.
Yeah,
you had the hat. You had the shirt.
Yep.
I mean,
Did you have the special edition one though?
Yeah. No.
You know the special edition.
No.
one.
I don't have the special edition.
He's not cool enough for that.
Yeah, okay.
No. Only Tim can get
I mean,
that
if possible, maybe you try to like replicate the pants and the shoes. I mean, but
no, it's not. That's
like,
not
what
happen.
sort of emotions did he go through? Did he feel sad, frustrated, elated? What happened?
I mean, it went over quickly, honestly. Because
No, it didn't.
No, because the next day the Green Bay Packers won, so I was good.
Oh boy.
So anyway, honestly, it was like, man, it sucks. I would have liked to have seen somebody that started in South Florida take it, man, and just it sucked. That's all there is to it, you know. It's one of those things where it's like, it can happen. This is, it's just like any other sport. You might win a championship, you might not.
Yeah, but Osbo's a great guy too, though. So I'm glad.
But I was happy for Osbo either way, because I mean, when he won the battle and he found out he won the battle to win the championship, he started crying in the car and everything.
Yeah.
He was like really happy.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was like, it was good to see him win his second championship, and deservedly so. He's always been runner up.
Yeah.
Especially, and there was one year he could have taken it from James Dean. But Von Gittin got in the way and won that event. So, and it was just one battle.
Wait, how did he get in the way? Did he plow into him, or did he just
Nah, it was a clean battle. I remember.
a clean battle? Okay.
Yeah, it was a clean
All right.
battle.
They had very nice words for each other in the chat with each other on Vaughn's farewell on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's
Him
right.
and Asbo.
Well,
Well,
before we talk about that, I did want to ask Gabby. You saw some of the pro competition, but then you decided to bail on it. What happened there?
Well, I'd rather keep that private.
Okay.
Oh.
But did you go back at any point and rewatch the event, or did you not bother?
I think I started heading back home around like 2:15ish, and when I turned it back on, I think Osbo had just like won the battle and was getting ready to do the award ceremony.
Okay.
So I got to see that.
But Osbo didn't win the event. But we'll get to that, I guess.
Well, I don't know. Like I saw the award ceremony part, and I thought he won the final battle.
No, so I think Odie won.
Odie won.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he won enough points to win the championship.
Yeah.
so.
He after beating Vaughn, Osbo was the champion. So, but Vaughn came in third for his final event, so podium at his final event for now. At least he says that he will be back. We'll see it.
He's not saying goodbye. He's saying see you later.
Yeah, that's what he keeps
one of the
saying.
worst ones.
But then but Chelsea did confirm that they are going to run a 2-car team next year. So
How about Dai?
That's
Dai Yoshihara. I can't forget about that. He's also saying
he actually-
see you
I
later.
can't believe Kyle
no,
Monahan's
he's
still
not
around.
see you later. He's like goodbye. He retired.
Yeah.
That was sad as well because one of the original guys that started with Formula Drift and everything, and he was at every event too.
Yeah.
From the beginning, and now he's gone. And
Back when Reese Millen and the GTO and
yeah, Sam Hubinette, Tanner Faust, all that. He was running with him, and he got a championship in his career, 2011, which
with the S13.
with the S13, that car was, for its time, that car was incredible. That thing was dialed.
That was nuts. That car was insane.
Yeah, it was one of the best cars, if not the best car in the field.
It was definitely
those
not
years.
the bestly fabricated, but it was definitely
The bestly fabricated.
The bestly.
You guys know if that car's still around somewhere?
It probably is.
Yeah, I think Falcon uses it in their demos or like Grid Life or things like that. So
Pat Gooden was driving it for a while, and then
Yeah, he
went
drove it a couple
somewhere.
times.
I don't know where it went. All those cars,
Yeah,
believe it or not, are hanging around. I mean, like you look at. We found out Yuha Ritten's car is is Mike Medette's car.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's when
When I
Nick
found
Casper is driving.
Yeah,
when
Like,
I found
that's
that out,
insane.
I was like, what?
That's insane.
I was like, that's why it looked a little familiar. But yeah, no, that car is wild. But yeah, so Dai is gone. It's very sad. And then, you know, for a year or two, or I don't know how long it's going to be, we're not going to see Vaughn. And that's also kind of sad because, you know, like he's another guy that started from the beginning.
You think
And
James Dean's gonna come back?
I want to see James Dean come back. If
I don't think he's coming back.
we're gonna be missing Vaughn, I want to see James or Daigo come back.
I don't think anybody of those guys gonna come
Well,
back. I think
Daigo
it's-
built a car to come back last year, but
Yeah.
couldn't
Yeah,
because
but
of COVID.
they went to RDS. Well, all of them did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he took a different car. He didn't take the car he built for FD.
I know
Yeah,
I know. I still see it around. He's been posting pictures of it.
yeah.
Um,
But yeah, Vaughn has done a lot of stuff for for the growth of the sport. You know, as you know, bringing in manufacturers and all that, like Ford, and you know, outside of the drifting world, he's still an icon in like the Mustang community and everything, and the car is iconic too. So it's gonna be kind of weird not seeing that. But I want to see there's so many rumors and so many memes about who's gonna drive.
like they think Adam is gonna be the driver. Adam's gonna be the driver.
I could see why. I could see a lot of reasons why, but I could also see.
I just don't see because Adam's a businessman. I think
Yeah.
before anything else,
Mhm.
and that doesn't make business sense.
Yeah, and he's gonna try to elevate LZ MFG
Yeah, his
and
whole
Drift
point is
HQ.
his whole point is to build his business. I mean, he
Yeah.
bought a Drift HQ so that way he can sell parts. He wanted to sell parts. He just didn't know how to. I mean, he just didn't want to go about growing it up, I think, himself. I mean, he already was selling pretty much parts. He was selling BCs like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So all he had to do is buy a company like, Drift HQ, which is pretty much like one of the best right now.
Yeah, here in Florida.
Yeah, but I mean, like the best. I mean, tons of people buy from them all
Yeah.
across the United States.
They're
They
the
have
main
everything.
competition to Njuku.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they blew to
no,
a lot of the water.
yeah,
Mhm.
I agree with that
They're
statement.
definitely more of a drift oriented company than
Than Njuku.
Njuku is now.
Yeah,
Njuku was in the day they were that,
yeah,
but not anymore.
yeah. But who knows who it's gonna be? I mean, my reasoning to see LZ in that seat will be number one, they're on the same tire. He's one of the very few to ever drive Vaughn's competition car. That's
You got
pretty
two
big.
people hanging out that you're like, what the heck? You got freaking Cletus for some reason got a connection with them, and you got Adam that's got a connection
Yeah.
with them.
But they're already on the same suspension, BC Racing. They're on the same tire. We saw Adam and Chelsea are buddy. And also like you saw Adam with Monster cans all weekend there. So they've done a lot of videos together. They've driven on the LZ compound and everything. So there's a lot of connections there. But
I feel like Noah has like a wall outlined with like a bunch of lights.
Red lines all over. It's all gonna make sense.
But they really only have one connection, and that connection was through Niddle Tire.
no, BC Racing.
Yeah, but
also.
the whole thing, the videos, all of it was all promo for Niddle Tire.
You think so?
Yeah,
Oh.
Niddle was the one pushing it behind. The same thing with Cletus. It's all through Niddle.
Yeah. I don't see Cletus being that
No,
guy.
I don't think
No.
Cletus is not a pro driver. Like,
He doesn't
let's
want
be
to drive.
honest.
I don't think he wants to do that, anyways.
I did see a pretty interesting picture, and it was with Jonathan Nairn and RTR,
No, that makes
Oh,
sense
there.
because he was a helper of Vaughn's.
and he also
They call
had
him Little Vaughn.
and he also drove a Mustang last year.
Yeah,
He's already familiar with the platform,
that
so
makes sense. He didn't do well in it, but
yeah. But look, nobody knows. They're gonna announce it in a couple months. Or that's what Chelsea said.
What about
We'll see.
what about if it's somebody crazy like?
I would like to see
Pull
Dylan Hughes get in there because he's talented.
Yeah, and that E46.
Yeah, he's a really good driver. That would be a really good place for him. I mean, if from left field, I would love to see Alec Honadell go in there.
That'd be cool, but that would never
be,
happen.
It's not gonna happen, but man, can you
That'd be cool.
imagine?
That would be insane.
Oof. Him and Chelsea on the same team, that would be insane.
Yeah, we would crash into each other like all the time.
It'll be like if Vaughn is there all the time. They're still crashing into each other.
There's this driver I keep hearing about, Gabriel Jordan. Maybe he's a candidate.
Maybe, maybe.
Could be.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the prize for winning America's Union.
Oh, I don't mind.
RTR.
I'll take the seat.
I think that car is a whole different animal.
Yeah, no,
Holy cow! I couldn't imagine what that feels like. It probably feels like those cars, those freaking championship cars on there.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
imagine, or I couldn't imagine. I mean, the grip and the power and just the speed.
You drive those cars. You got to drive the competition cars on this. They're insane.
Yeah, yeah, they respond to everything like
Yes.
instantly. It's
And
just like
you fly.
yeah,
You're like a freaking rocket.
yeah, and
It's crazy.
yeah, that's crazy. And those Mustangs are nitrous NA. There's no turbo, so it's right there. Everything is like on tap. It's crazy. I don't know. That you have to really build up into it. Chelsea did well right off the bat, but I mean, he's been driving in competitions for a long time.
I don't know who could be the guy. I think it's gonna be. Did he say when they're gonna announce it or anything? Like, why are they stringing this along? You think they're gonna string it along all the way till next season?
No,
I don't think so.
I think they're gonna talk about it in a few months.
Yeah, they're gonna make a marketing move with it.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, what?
Either way, how I figure
You wouldn't
I
wanna
figure
wait
it
too long.
is that whoever they choose is going to be no stranger to competition.
No stranger. Definitely no stranger to competition.
Tim, we miss you.
You said it just now.
I did I?
Me and Ben were just laughing about it.
Oh, I thought I said something else that I always say, but okay.
No stranger to competition.
No stranger to
No
no
stronger?
stronger.
All right.
Oh, man.
What were you drinking?
I'm melting down here. This water is spiked for sure.
Maybe the VR that got you.
The VR got me dizzy.
You're in a different
Oh,
whole
boy.
dimension.
Okay, so I think what's crazy is how we went out to the field over to the auto show and we got this man over here.
You guys convinced me to do it. I mean, I was like,
What'd you guys do in the field? I didn't see the field.
I'm talking about going to the Miami International
No, I saw
Auto
that,
Show.
but what was with the field?
the field is like out there, like going out in the field.
Oh,
Like, yeah.
we
Like
we
outside
went
in the
out and
world,
about
into the
instead
world.
of just sitting here, putting on
We gotta do that
going on
more.
cheapdriftcars.com
Yeah.
and getting Noel's assessment on some of the vehicles that are for sale.
We gotta start going.
We
like,
decided to go out and check out the auto
You
show,
should,
some
we should
new
go to
vehicles,
dealerships.
dealerships.
should literally
dealerships,
go to
car shows,
dealerships.
just about anything.
You want us to get kicked out immediately? You want us to get banned from several of these businesses?
See
have
what
a
happens.
hidden camera, just start like test driving all these cars.
It's the Well the Car Ferry. And I'm here looking at the new Dodge Charger.
Let's go to an intersection.
No, I mean, I've been telling you, it's just like freaking do those rent-a-cars and just rent one of those cars. Like on, what is it called? Toro and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Rent like a
I
brand
think
new
that's a
sports
good
car.
idea. People are gonna be like,
It'd be
"Isn't that
hilarious.
my car?"
Oh, we all 5 years. Couldn't possibly hit one of them.
But
Just don't tell them about our channel.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be totally
I
cool.
think what will set us up is the wand. Once people see the wand, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I know this guy.
Yeah.
I've seen this guy.
I've seen
Get him
this
out!
guy.
Get him out!"
Get him out of the car. Get him out of the car.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
That'll be nuts. But we got to see a couple of interesting cars and the Ford Mustang GT. That's I think that's already a staple
Yeah.
in the auto show scene.
Yeah.
There's that. We got to check out the Dodge Challenger Red Eye Hellcat, whatever.
Yeah, it was one of the Hellcats. They didn't really tell you in the display exactly what it was.
I saw you sit in the Super. It was small.
Yeah, no, it's small. I sat in it 2
The
years
original
ago.
Super was bigger.
Yeah, no, this car feels like it's
Feels like an FRS.
the
No, it's
FRS
smaller.
feels bigger.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
FRS.
smaller than the FRS.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The FRS is small.
Yeah, the new Supra feels super tiny in it. Like I
God.
felt congested and claustrophobic in it. I couldn't.
Tim's-
think.
Congested?
So it's like an FD.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would say that's pretty
And
comparable.
FDs are really bad.
Yeah,
No,
it's
like
comparable. I would say.
my buddy Andy has an FD and I've sat in it and it feels comfy in it.
No.
No.
What
no,
if-
Like it's tight,
no.
but it's comfy versus the A90. The A90 is
Really?
like
no.
it's
The
crazy.
dashboard always hits like my shins
Yeah.
on the FD, and I'm not even that big
Yeah.
of a guy.
I fit in it.
Well, I'm
Really?
big sideways.
Careful there.
I'm saying big height.
Yeah.
Big,
Big height.
big, big heights.
Yeah.
Big heights.
I'm big height. Big height. Not. I'm not big height. I'm big sideways.
Big side. That's
I'm
your-
gonna start talking
big
like a
sideways.
caveman because that
Big
works.
Big sideways. That's your new handle. Big
Big
sideways.
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 They'll be thinking I'm talking about drifting, but I'm talking about
Big
my
sideways.
weight.
Big sideways.
Yeah, we got to remember this, all right? For Xbox Live. Here
It's-
here
it's-
comes Big Sideways is in the house.
It's already documented. It's on YouTube, so forget it.
Big sideways.
It's on there.
Big sideways
Oh
coming through.
boy.
It's anonymous. Anonymous.
What else did we see? We saw. Well,
The-
we didn't put it on the video, but we saw the new Z. At least the pre-production.
You mean the 370Z?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I'll tell you what. That car looks a lot better in person. A lot better.
I like the way it looks. I just wish it wasn't a 370Z.
Yeah. No, I like the way it looked
Well-
already, but seeing it in person, it's a really nice looking car.
Why don't we ask a Nissan owner what how they feel about the new Z?
I like it.
Oh.
It looks pretty badass.
I think it looks good, but it's still a 370Z.
Well, it's based off of it, but
No, it's the same damn thing. It's the car with a
the thing is,
facelift.
if it ain't broke, you don't
It's
need to
friggin'
fix
kooky.
it. What does it need to have changed? It works.
I have to.
I don't like the way the center section looks.
But you're talking about aesthetic. Like the
No.
way the car works, everything is the
I know,
same
the car works
versus the
great.
power
I'm
plant.
not saying change the suspension.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is take the center and redesign the center. They
Well-
literally put a new back on it, a new front on it, and kept
Yeah.
the same glass.
Because remember,
Freaking
they're
glass
trying
is
to
same.
keep it relative to the different styles. Like the front end looks like
They're
a
trying to
280.
save money.
Yeah, and then the rear looks like a
That's
300.
neat-
So
neat-
they're saving
don't try
money
to
by,
sugarcoat
by
it.
keeping
Yeah,
the same
They're not
chassis.
trying to do anything. They're not trying
Maybe
to help
Ben would know
anybody.
more about this, but isn't Nissan in trouble financially, or
They got a bunch of
yeah, they
craziness
have
going on.
with the whole
the guy shipping himself in a
ghosting
box.
problem. Yeah,
Their owner shipping themselves in a box.
yeah.
Hey, that's an actually fascinating story. If
Yeah,
you guys, any of you guys want to look into Carlos Ghosn or
Yeah.
Goen, whatever, the former CEO of Nissan and Renault, how he got arrested, incarcerated, then put on house arrest, and then
Shipped
paid for a whole elaborate, like Mission Impossible style escape from the country to his home country of Lebanon. I mean, it is nuts. That is like worthy of a movie in itself. So definitely
I'm with
look into that because
I would love to.
I
see
was
that.
just in shock. I was just like, what? This actually really happens? All right.
Yeah, absolutely insane. But what other car? Oh, we saw the new Gr86 and Brz, and let me tell you something.
That's another one where it just got a facelift.
Yes, pretty much. The interior looks a little different.
Well, they
Whatever.
changed the interior,
but
obviously,
yeah, it's the same
That's what I
thing.
don't like, man. It's
But-
like, God.
Here's my thing about that car. Usually, when I see a car in pictures that I don't like, I see it in person and I start to change a little bit of my perspective. I really didn't like those cars in person. The BRZ is a little bit better than the Gr86, but I just did not like them.
You know, this
think
is
they're
going to
ugly.
be like the last. You know, you guys think about it. This is like the last, probably decade that you're going to have of stick shift cars.
Stick shift, and who
And,
knows,
yeah.
maybe internal combustion might be
Yeah.
out.
We'll
So-
buy up all the 2Js now.
Yeah, just do it now.
We'll be doing the electric slide pretty soon, gentlemen.
no.
Boogie,
Yeah.
boogie, woogie.
Yeah, try to disable the traction control on an electric car. Good luck
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, I'm not
Cut
very
wires on
excited.
that thing, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm not very excited about the future when it comes to that, but we'll see. Who knows? You know, maybe they might be like, Well, let them have a little fun. I don't know. I also like the sound of a car. That's important to me.
Yeah.
But we've gone through that topic a million times.
Yeah, we're talking about cyborgs and androids
let's not go
and
back
your
down that
affinity
road.
towards
Right.
them. So it's like we don't want to go down that avenue again
We've been
because.
there, don't want to do that.
Oh, Noel, I got a question for you.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Would you rather hear electric cars for the rest of your life or my car?
Oh,
that's a hard one.
wow.
Oh,
That's tough, man.
Burn. Wow. Okay.
But you know what?
What a conundrum.
but the
Hang
problem is, it's like catch-22 because after you hear his car for a couple days, you can't hear anything anymore. So you go deaf. So do you want to be deaf?
Do I have to hear it all the time or just like at events?
Let's say every car in the world, like in the street,
Gappy's car.
has the same
Imagine the
exact
highway.
sound.
Imagine 590 or 95. Whoa! She screams everywhere.
Man, I really want to push for internal combustion here, but I'm having a really hard time with that one.
The thing that comes to mind that sort of can kind of give you like a reference of what it would be like was a couple of years ago when the vuvuzelas were like the it thing at the
my
soccer
goodness.
games.
Ben,
And how
yeah,
the whole
yeah,
soccer
yeah.
stadium was like with all the people with the vuvuzelas.
I still have mine.
Oh, I have mine too.
We're gonna bring it out tomorrow then.
Okay.
Oh man, that's gonna be fun.
So what's the answer? No.
What's the answer? I have to answer that, man.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course. Hello. It's a question.
I'm gonna
Every
shoot.
car,
I'm gonna.
every car, every car's an electric
I'm gonna
car.
shoot myself in the foot with this one, man. But I'm gonna have to say electric. I can't do that.
Okay. There we
can't-
go.
I thought
And-
so.
Yeah, man, you got me on one. On one, that's it, man. I could deal with your car for like a day, like at the track.
No,
but
no. This is in traffic.
that's
Yeah.
the problem. And
Every
then I
car.
gotta drive one too. Like
You gotta drive one. There's gonna be like 10 people around you driving one. Everybody, the roads will be covered in blood, and it'll be bad.
yeah, no. Yeah, bring on the EVs. Oh god, I can't believe I just said
There's
that.
no more music. Everything. Is,
Yeah, you can't even. He
There's
has
dip oil
Yeah.
all
he
over
has
the
a
road.
full radio, everything
Everything.
stereo in his car. You can't hear that
Can't
at
hear
all. For what? Strip it out, dude.
I wear earplugs, and
Take
the earplugs,
radio out.
the earplugs actually filter out the car noise better, and you can hear some of the music.
Yeah, but that noise is still like rattling it out. And you just gotta keep pushing them in,
Put
like
AirPods in and just listen to music.
Yeah.
That too.
Oh man,
Boy,
that's
funny.
insane.
That was great. I
Oh.
did want to mention that at the auto show, one of the vehicles that I think the three of us came away most impressed by was the Camaro LT1.
Yep.
What's funny about that? Yeah, I saw you guys saying
it
something
wasn't
about that.
funny.
You guys
it
were
was
like, it's
impressive.
the best cheap drift car that you can buy.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that all right, it's a base model Camaro with a V8. So
Okay. So not a V6 like they normally come.
no. Okay, so it gives you the SS engine and drivetrain, just without all the bells and whistles of the SS. Like
So you got a vinyl dash and
yeah, it comes with everything else basic, and that's really cool. Is because back in the muscle car days, you could order cars like that with just basic nothing and a big block. You know, like that is, and it's a deal too because Ben did some more research. And he found that you can order the car with a manual and basic, and it's like 35 grand. That's
oh really?
460 horsepower for 35 grand. There's not many cars out there. I
All
can't.
you do is put an angle kit and coilovers and you're good.
Yeah. And well, I don't know who has an angle
good.
kit for that car, but
They already have them.
they do.
for the new generation,
It's probably the same thing.
I think it's the same suspension,
I doubt it would change anything.
but
no, it's different. It's a different platform. It's the Alpha platform now. So what they did, I think that's what it's called. They took
Yeah,
the
but
ATS-V, which
oh well, there we go.
but hang on, that's a one-off kit.
Hey, what's his name's
no.
changing?
they,
Yeah,
they
he's
make
going
a
to a
billet
Corvette now.
angle
Oh, he's
kit.
going to a Corvette.
Taylor Hall?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to a Corvette. He's
Oh.
selling the ATS-V,
Yeah.
which
gonna
if
be
you don't
the whole-
mind doing a lot of fabrication on a pro drift car, that's a good deal right there.
Hang on. Gabby, what were you going to say?
Oh, sorry.
There's already a company that develops angle kits for Camaros. They make like a full billet knuckle and
That's what I
everything.
thought. Yeah.
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 Are you talking about Blue 808?
That might be it.
Okay, because that is for the previous gen.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they
make
can
something.
develop something already.
Oh, I'm pretty sure,
It's
yeah.
not impossible.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, either way, if
He wants it readily available.
he wants it now.
He wants
Yeah.
to go to an AutoZone and pick up an angle kit. All right, for the Camaro. That's what he wants.
But either way, you can buy the car and do next to nothing to it and go out to the track and have a blast. And you know it's going to be reliable, you know, and it's brand new, right? Or even if you get, or maybe down the road, a few people had these cars are ready to sell them. They'll sell them cheap because it's not the SS or 1LE. It's the LT1, which is funny. That's the name of the engine too. But you could buy one.
It's a new LT1.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been
They
LT.
renamed the one.
So in 2014, with the C7 Corvette, they went to LTs. So that's the first LT1, and then 2016, the Camaro got it. So yeah, and now we have LT4, LT5, and the list goes on. So and then now we got that new flat plane thing from the Corvette Z06. That thing is sick.
It sounds awesome.
It sounds
Well,
really
it's got a
good.
flat plane. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a Ferrari, like
Yeah.
literal Ferrari, like.
That's a mid-engine.
Yeah, the mid-engine core. Like if you take off all,
pretty much a Ferrari.
yeah, take off all the badges, and it's like, hey, that's a Ferrari with cheap interior. Cool. So like, you know, and I mean, how can you argue that? I mean, it's gonna be much cheaper than a Ferrari, and it has 670 horsepower, all motor.
It probably handles a lot better than a Ferrari too.
Probably, yeah. You
They
know,
handle pretty good.
yeah, GM has really done a number on those things, man. They even the Camaros handle good. So the Corvette, that's gonna be amazing.
Now, the Corvettes have been track cars for a long time because
Yeah.
they just handle so well.
Yep. And now that
Out of the box.
yeah, yeah, we were talking to Dirk Stratton's team.
Yeah,
Remember?
it's
And
like car's pretty much out of the box.
Yeah.
I mean, they changed the pickup point for the tie rod. I think that was it.
yeah, and it was just
It's an NA
Yeah.
freaking V8, and I think the radiator's up front.
yeah,
No rear
it
mount
was,
radiator. No,
yeah, it
nothing
was very
crazy.
basic.
Nothing crazy
Yeah.
in that
Mhm.
car.
And that car
It's
did
literally-
pretty well in FD. And I mean, it had a supercharger at the time,
yeah.
but it did pretty well as it was.
But
It was
that's crazy because you think about it, it's literally just got suspension, whatever. It didn't even have bushings.
Yeah,
No, yeah, it
those
had-
stock
it had
rubber
s-
bushings.
yeah, it had stock control
That's
arms and bushings
insane.
and like I was. Yeah, it's just a race car from the dealership, right out of the dealership. And then we're talking that's a C6.
And
The
now
C8,
Sean Love makes a remount kit, so you don't even have to cut and weld it anymore. You just
that's amazing.
bolt it in and it changes the pickup point.
Yep. So many people are making parts for those cars now. It's just insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, the LT1 Camaro, definitely something to look out for in the used market in the future. Because we're talking about 5 to 10 years from now, right? At least.
Maybe. But two things. One, somebody brought up, and I think it's a pretty good point. Drifty30 in the chat was saying either you spend $35,000 on a Camaro, or would you put that onto a supercharged LS3 S chassis?
No, I mean you can see those guys. They want. I mean, most of these guys are running NA. Everybody wants to run NA.
Yep.
It's just simplifies.
Okay, so
things.
then let me sort of switch it up a little bit. 35,000 on a S chassis, LS powered, or a LS.
those
Camaro.
LS motors get money when you. As soon as you talk about built LS motors, you're talking about 20-30 grand easy.
And we're
Just
Well,
in the
I think
motor.
what they're trying to say is like you buy a fully built pro spec car, or you buy a Camaro.
Yeah, but that Camaro is going to outlive that prospect car. And
Yeah, but
not only that,
if-
operating a car like that, it
That's
takes
what
a
I'm
lot
saying.
of
yeah,
money.
but
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that Camaro is going to run more events than any car you build.
You're gonna get a lot more laps out of it.
Yeah.
It's gonna use up
It's-
less fuel, tires, parts. It's just not gonna break as much as a
Yeah.
car like the S.
but what if
chassis.
your intention is to compete in drifting?
Oh, that's
That's
a
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It'll compete. It'll compete.
A 460 horsepower, like
It'll
3,600
compete. Clutch
pound.
kickers.
No, it's more than 3,600 pounds.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
be
strip
you-
it, you
versus
know.
an S chassis with the same power.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think it'll still be competitive. I don't think it'll be not competitive. I just think.
I
it is
guess
heavy.
it depends on what you're looking for, right? If
Yeah.
you just want to have fun with a brand new car,
So
Not a
you
bad
guys
deal.
both pick if you had to spend 35K on either a fully built pro spec car or the
No, I'm-
LT1
I'm
Camaro stock.
I'm stupid.
You
and
would get the Camaro?
I would go for a not a 240, but I would go for anything else with a 2J. But
Well, 35K, you can still buy one. so.
yeah,
Yeah. I'd go with the Camaro, but I mean that's a lot of
You
money.
just
for
want the warranty. That's
Yeah.
what you want.
No, well, I mean once they find out what I'm doing with it, and they're like, "Hey, this wheel turns when that one turns. What the heck?" Like, yeah, they're gonna be like, "You messed up with it." But no, I just like the fact that I'm the type of person that if I'm gonna go out to an event, I want to take as many laps as I can.
that's
And
what I will say. It is definitely going to be the most reliable car because
Mm-hmm.
nobody can build a more reliable car than the manufacturer can.
Right.
Mhm.
And that's like the thing with this. I don't touch the engine on this because literally I don't have to do a thing about this. I don't even
Yeah.
replace the oil. I'll just pour more oil in.
Yeah.
It's got a progressive oil changing system.
Oh,
Yeah, it leaks out oil just enough,
Stays clean.
and it keeps the oil clean, and it
The filters last longer too. Like
reduces
that.
heat. it's weight reduction.
so it has its own inbuilt recycling program.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
You
just
could
pretty
kinda say
amazing.
that.
It's got an
Nissan
oil
was very advanced.
oil regeneration
Yeah, regeneration system.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
ORS. There we go.
Oh boy, that's just nuts.
And the HRs don't have that.
No.
They took that out. I don't know why they did it. Shh, I'm sorry, Gabby. You messed up.
Yeah, Gabby, how's your car been? Has it been pretty reliable, or has
Yeah.
it?
The HR is bomb proof. Like even before when the car was my daily driver, I've gone on road trips to Chicago and back in it. Like it's driven cross country.
Well, those HRs are freaking
Yeah,
nuts.
it still doesn't leak a single drop of oil. Knock on wood. Where's the wood?
Yeah, Tim hasn't done any. Tim
doesn't
hasn't
leak
done
anything.
to his HR. That thing, it doesn't leak any oil. It doesn't smoke. He beats the hell out of it.
Yeah.
It just those things are.
Hmm.
As long as you don't boost them or do anything, just keep them stock and tunes.
You can boost them to like about 500
I'm just
horsepower.
saying
Yeah.
it makes complications.
Of course, yeah.
that
I'm with
thing
you on
is
that.
solid as a rock with just a tune and some, ethanol.
Yeah, I'm revving
Wait.
it out to 7,900 RPM with the tune that it has, and it takes the beating.
It'll
Like,
take it all day,
Wait, you said solid as a rock. Are you talking about Chevy again?
Yep.
like a rock.
Oh, okay.
No, solid
Yeah.
as what does Nissan
Yeah.
have? What the hell?
It's
Solid as an Ultima.
Oh no,
Oh no!
that's not solid at all.
Oh gosh.
I don't know.
You know,
boy.
on the way back from a closing I did yesterday, there was a huge traffic jam, and I was like, what the heck? And I'm like, oh, once I get on 8th Street, it'll be fine. And then I get on 8th Street, it's still there. I'm like, that's what this traffic jam is. And when I get to finally to the front, it's an Altima that got hit in the back, and the whole trunk section, everything was taken clean off the car. And then like all his dirty laundry was all over the street. And I was just like,
He has laundry in the car.
yeah, I guess he put it in the trunk, and then he got hit in the back, and I'm pretty sure he just he brake checked somebody, because that's what Altima drivers do.
I think the laundry was there for cushion.
Yeah.
He
Yep.
expected to be hit from behind at some point or another, so he's like, "Let me just load it up with laundry as much as
Maybe
possible,
that's what
so
you
that
can
way."
do for your 350 now.
That's
Load it full
right.
of laundry and all
Put it
the,
all, stuff it
so-
under the bumpers right there. It's just
when you get hit, a puff of laundry comes out like confetti. If you're like a pinata.
that's hilarious.
Surprise!
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're like, "Why does it smell like Downy for some reason?"
Oh, man.
Oh boy! All right. So, any final words, gentlemen? Anything else that you want to bring up? Because
No, if anybody's around town, they should go to PBIR.
Yep.
It'll
Yeah.
maybe the last event. Who knows?
I'll be there.
Yeah,
So if you want to ride along, just come and find me.
Yeah, they're doing the ride-alongs, right? So
yeah.
yeah.
Some of us will be being festive, wearing costumes for Halloween. So
I'll be dressed up too.
yeah, it'll be fun, and we'll have the live stream. Can we confirm that?
what are you talking about? I was gonna get to that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Can't read your mind.
That's fine. I'm glad you don't. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's all messed up in there.
yeah. So with that said, do want to mention, as Noah pointed out, that we will be hosting the live stream for the potentially final PBIR drift event that may take place, may or may not take place. I mean, actually, it's taking place, but it may be the final one. But we don't want it to happen. But yeah, be sure to tune in to the U.S. Drift Circuit YouTube channel. We'll be going live tomorrow, hopefully around 8 p.m. Eastern. All depends on if we're able to set up properly. But let's see. And who's going again to the 3-day event at Clutch Kickers?
I am.
Paul, you
Gabby,
are.
And Sean.
And Sean.
And
Okay,
Noel's
so-
going. He's
And I
driving.
think
Yeah.
for Clutch Kickers, Jackson said he's gonna be trying to come out.
He
too.
said, yeah, Jackson said he was
Yeah.
going to try to drive.
So
Really?
He said he's gonna bring his car, the E92, and maybe Brad's car, and he's gonna try to bring the rest of the Jackson crew.
That'd be cool.
So
The rest of the Jackson 5.
yeah, let's see.
I think it'll be a lot of cars there. It's going to be a big. I think it's going to be.
It's gonna be a
big
fun
event.
event.
Yeah.
Well, of
Uh,
course it's a lot of cars. Remember,
That'd be
it was
cool.
like 80 drivers that were supposedly
I think I'm
registered
gonna
at
put-
the
I think I'm
final
gonna- I
one.
think I'm going to put a Christmas tree on
Yeah,
top of my roof.
even at
Oh.
the final round, Will Parsons and Dwayne Ramsey, they said they
Mhm.
were gonna come out too.
Yeah, they
So-
did last year. So
Yep.
Okay. Well, with that said, folks, want to thank you for tuning in. And if you can't make it to the live stream tomorrow, then we hope to see you again for another episode of our show 2 weeks from now. In the meantime,
Tim should be back.
Tim should be back, right? Hopefully. And
Hopefully he's getting all his quality time in now, and
Yep.
he
Wait.
can be released from his prison.
Will he be with us tomorrow?
yeah,
Okay, yeah. So he'll be with us tomorrow. You said, right?
he should be.
Okay.
As far as I know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Tim will be with us, and the setting will be. You won't see this
No.
anymore. Look at this gap right here. Sheesh.
Yeah, I know. That's a
Aw.
lot of gap.
Well, Sean pointed it out, so that's why I wanted it
Sean
to
pointed
mention
it
it.
out?
Yeah, Sean, he's in the chat.
We'll tell him the car is up on jack stand. So
No, it's
Tell him-
not. No, it's
tell
not. This is a rough stock ride height. All right, this is how he plans to attack a PBIR. Well, no, actually, no. Sorry.
I'm gonna be like all those trucks nowadays with the rear squat and then the front all the way.
Oh, the
jacked up.
Carolina squat.
Yeah, Carolina squat. I
Oh,
got
that's pretty
Carolina
much how pro drift cars are anyway.
exactly.
So you got all that suspension travel. So
You need a flow grown sticker.
A what? Oh, yeah, flow grown. Flow grown. That's all
Oh
I
boy!
know.
All right, so let's go ahead and shut this down, folks. Thank you for tuning in. I hope to catch you 2 weeks from now. Take care and have a good night.
Good night, y'all.